For Secrets, the next module in the Embers of the Last War adventure path. Today I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Guard, playing Volute, the Sorcerer.
Torn.
Hi, I'm Craig, playing Triton, the half-orc ranger and fajita specialist.
Master of the deadly fajita. So last time we left our heroes, you guys managed to do what is rumored to be impossible. Break into the Kundarak vaults. You did this by using your favorite trick of just spilling food products on another person, stealing the key charm that was needed. You quickly went to the banker early in the morning, was able to bluff your way through the guards with a very careful,
Got any name drop?
Yes, name drop. And blustering the dwarven guards, who has very many half-orc friends, by the way. After that, you are able to definitely break in, take all the information that Merrick was storing there, and also was able to steal all the blackmail information against Cavill. With that, you ended up just walking right out of the bank vault, and were able to drop it off to Antonia de Madani. Your contact with the Madani Dragonmarked House, the House of Detection. She then has, actually today, she took the documents from you, bid you farewell, and was studying them. But now she, on this dark and stormy night, this is what's written in the adventure, by the way. A very dark and stormy night, she contacts you and invites you to dinner at a very exclusive, upscale gastropub cavern called the Defiant Point. The Defiant Point is a large, spacious, high-ceilinged tavern full of glass, steel, and wood, all polished to an illustrious shine. Despite its size, it only houses a dozen or so cozy tables. It's gotten colder because you've went from sort of, as a part of this whole adventure series, you've gone from sort of fall, and you're getting into early fall, late summer, and now you are getting into sort of late fall, early winter. Sheets of rain have fallen throughout the city. It's so miserable that the large glass doors to the balcony have been shut. But even in this terrible weather, the view at the point is breathtaking. It's on one of the highest towers. You can sort of look down and see the whole city from here. It's actually quite beautiful.
Have we seen this lady's handwriting before?
Yes. And she actually gives you a little PS, it's really me, winky face.
Ah, oh, damn it. You saw where I was going.
Yes, she's known about your other jobs with people pretending to be other people.
Well, Daltorn, MASH, shall we?
Yes, although I cannot eat organic food, I do like the view of the city.
I'm not going to turn down a free meal.
You come up to the Defiant Point. You are actually your cloaks and stuff are quickly put into a cloakroom, and someone does cast prestidigitation on you to completely dry your clothing.
I beat him to it.
They're like, oh, but then they just turn to Torn and Mash, and Mash's metal body actually looks quite fetching.
MASH, the rain on your skin just makes you stand out even more. Maybe we should ding you up a little bit so you don't stand out.
Not in this fancy place. I actually got myself waxed.
You poor guy.
Yeah. Anyway, Antonia beckons you and brings you into a little glass-enclosed side room that overlooks this beautiful villa. It just gorgeous view. She sits you down, and the server comes in and asks you what you would all like to eat.
Brisket with a glass of whiskey.
One brisket and one whiskey. Would you like a side of
Coleslaw.
coleslaw? Alrighty. You sir. And she nods her head towards you, Dratorn.
I'll take a water and a rack of ribs.
One water, one rack of ribs. All right.
And MASH will have the finest 10W30 you have.
Of course, we cater to our Warforged clients, and she does whip out a can of what we would consider WD-40. With that, the server closes you're within like a glass, almost like a glass conference room on the side. With that, the door closes and Antonia snaps her fingers, and all of a sudden it almost looks like the glass becomes foggy and almost spiders, like it's broken all across this conference room. And Antonia goes, "Sorry about that. This way no one will be able to eavesdrop on our conversations. You did a very good job the other day, and I figured you'd be rewarded with some fine meals at our tavern."
Yeah, I can't help it. I know there's I look at her and say, I know there's another meaning behind this. It's not in good nature to do this.
What do you mean?
What are you really after?
What am I really after? Well,
yes. What you summoned us here, and it's not just for food and drink.
No, well, I have another job for you, which will go and get you more food and drink. Isn't that the way of the world? But I figured I'd at least treat you before sending you out again.
Well, okay. I ease up a little bit because now I feel like an ass.
And haven't we been paying you very well? You guys are actually quite clever. I was quite surprised you were able to slip in and slip out of the Kundarok bank vaults without causing too much of a fuss.
Oh, well, good thing for Chetney and his wild storytelling all the time.
Anyway, we were able to use the information in the box to disrupt some of Merrick's plans. But we still haven't quite figured out where he's operating in the city. He does have some laboratories secreted away somewhere. We've been scratching our heads trying to figure out how to get even closer to it.
Well, you can offer me as probably tribute.
Oh, I would never do that to you. Unless it was absolutely necessary, and then she'll give you a wink.
It's a way in.
Oh, but you'd probably be destroyed in seconds, so that doesn't sound very practical. However, my house has heard whispers of Merrick hiring House Orion to transport some cargo between two residences at the opposite ends of the Upper Central district, which is sort of the fancier district. And a shipment passes through the ward around noon tomorrow. And I think this might be the real deal. if we're able to intercept this cargo, we will be able to hopefully find directions to his secret laboratory.
Now, I'm going to ask the bad question here. Do you just want us to intercept it, or do you want us to pose as the delivery people?
Ooh, either way, as long as you get the cargo.
Do you know their exact route?
Currently, I do not, but that is what I'm hiring you guys for, especially you, Tratorn. You were raised by House Tharask, and even though you're not dragon marked yourself, you seem very adept at finding things.
Yes.
Including fajitas. They just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah, that is an oddity.
God damn those fajitas. I can't believe you didn't order them today.
Wouldn't want to be too predictable, now would we? Also, somebody else was paying.
as I move over, because just in case.
House Orion.
You...
That's the lightning rail people, right?
Yes, they have the mark of passage, and they basically run like the post office, UPS, the railway systems, etc. You, in fact, did help them earlier in this adventure path when you discovered the murder of one of their couriers.
I know, we might be able to use them to help get the information that we seek.
Oh,
Yeah.
Really? That would be
Well,
fun
I mean,
indeed.
Might cash in a favor.
Yeah.
I look at everybody else, kind of gauging for idea.
Mash nods its head and says that's a good idea.
Dratoran is gnawing on a rib, but he gives a thumbs up.
Well, it's worth a try.
Indeed. As you know, House Madani isn't on the bestest of terms with all the other houses. The other house, we are the youngest house and the smallest house. And other houses have accused us of being too pro-Brailish, which is the country you're currently in. So we don't quite have the push and pull that the other houses have. Technically, we're not supposed to interfere in everyone else's affairs, but... And she'll turn to you specifically, Tratoran. But, you know, politics happen.
Indeed. But, as far as I'm aware, we've been fairly under the radar. We haven't actually interfered with many other houses' affairs other than those black halflings.
Technically, they're not a dragon-marked house. They're just a gang.
Ah, even better.
Yeah, those Boromirs, they really don't like me.
Oh, you did blow up their house.
I didn't either blow up their house.
Oh, you just let it be blown up.
I didn't either. I was upstairs the whole time.
Upstairs. Mash is just gonna, like, with the best, going to look sort of just like whistle to himself and look as inconspicuous as possible.
It was more of a proximity thing. I think we weren't involved per se.
Hey, I warned them that it was going to happen. I did my good deed there. They shouldn't be mad at me.
2 seconds before it blew up, right?
Well, I didn't know.
Better than 2 seconds after.
And she'll just like have a hearty laugh and sip her ale. Oh well, those Boromir bastards just muck everything up. So I'm not blaming you for just letting certain things happen.
All right. Well, yeah, I say let's finish up our meal and try to set up a meet with House Orion, with the lady there, and see if they can't assist us in this matter.
Right. And we had to be a fairly early morning meet because you said the route was around noon, so we need to be in position before noon, it sounds like.
You might...
Yeah, like, set up the meet as we leave. This way we can, because I'm sure we just can't walk in tonight and get a meeting, so it'll probably have to be in the morning.
Makes sense to me.
Although, I wouldn't necessarily go and meet with the very head of House Orion. I know you are on good terms with her, but she is very careful with the law these days. And you do remember this from your prior meeting? She had the two lawyers basically beside her, and she was talking to them constantly. She probably would side with the law, saying that, well, if they hire us to move this package, we're not supposed to be looking. You might do better by going to one of the underlings of House Orion directly. I believe and she will show you a map. I do believe the lockbox is currently under guard in one of the House Orion way stations.
All right.
You might be able to go there and use your status as the heroes who murdered their poor what was his name? Tavik. Yes. The people who discovered the people who found the murder, avenge poor Tavik. And use that status there. That way, she doesn't need to know anything's going on, right?
For once, I'm going to have to agree with you.
When you're one of the heads of the family, you have to be very careful in what you say and what you do and what you have to agree to. But, things can just fall off a transport. It's very rare, but it does happen occasionally.
Yes.
We might be able to arrange something of that nature.
Indeed.
Yes, one more special occasion.
But now a toast! To you and your glorious adventures. Let's hope you discover what Merrick's finally after. Or what Merrick's really up to. And she actually pays for another round of drinks for everyone. Although I know you are not partaking, Dratorn.
Too kind, my lady, too kind.
And you guys spend the rest of the evening laughing, talking, enjoying the scenery, and enjoying a very fine meal. Is there anything else you wish to ask before you proceed?
Did we get a chance to look at the documents we took out of the vault last time? I forget they were blueprints.
Yes, it was mostly blueprints, and MASH realized that there was something to do with Warforged. Like, these are new, more powerful Warforged blueprints. Sort of like that baby pet dragon you guys got in the other adventure path.
So, the only other... metaphorically, I'm sure we've given the documents to Cavil.
Did you? Did you copy them all and give them to Cavil?
Oh, we straight up took them.
Well, the House Madani hired you to give it to them, so if you wanted to give it to Cavil, you would have... Oh, there were two documents. There was one that was blackmail on Cavil. Yeah, the blackmail on Cavil you gave to Cavil. Did you also give the plans as well?
No, not the plans, just what he asked for.
Oh yes, you gave it to Cavil, and Cavil was eternally grateful for this. He's able to keep his job as a watchman because of it.
Well, we might be able to use Cavil's influence as well. Let's bring him along when we go set up this meet at the lockbox.
Oh, okay.
Well, just in case we fail persuading, we can use the law on our side, and it's always good to have a cop in your back pocket.
That is true. That is true indeed. All right.
Based on the
Go ahead. Sorry.
based on the blueprints, do we know the size of the lab area? We can kind of narrow down where the deliveries might be taking place. Give ourselves a little bit of an advantage there.
You know, it's at opposite. The deliveries are going from one end to another of this upper ward district, but you don't know the exact route they're going to take because Sharn is being like the super high city, the city of towers, has a lot of like windy routes and to get everywhere. So there's no like straight path between these 2 points. There's like 3 or 4 different paths they could take.
All right. Well,
and what do you tell Cavill about all this if you're bringing him along?
Well, I'm just going to simply ask Cavill if he would mind, since we've helped him, clear his good name, if he would mind helping us in this little escapade of ours in case we're unable to do it. This way we can use the side of law to maybe get into where we need to go.
And he will say that he will look at you and say, "All right, but what exactly is this about? Like
we're just trying to intercept some stuff that's not supposed to be going to these people because it's not good.
What exactly?
We'd never do anything bad."
He'll sort of look at you and say, "The Boromar bar."
Again, I didn't do it.
Yes, I know you didn't do it. And then he'll look very pointedly at Mash.
He didn't even know Mash was there, so Mash didn't know.
Okay.
Come on now, you can't break me on this one because Mash and the other guy that was with us, those were the 2 down there, and they didn't know what was. They weren't seen by anybody else.
Okay.
I remember.
All right. You got me there.
Team Stealth had a victory that day.
Only the stealthiest explosions.
Oh.
Actually, I think Raton did manage to avoid blowing up the entire ball.
Ah.
Yeah, you guys did. You guys disabled it.
It was a good fireworks show. Ah. What better way to end a ball with a fireworks show?
Alright, so what am I going to say? What was I going to say next? Alright. So, oh yes, Cavill. Like, well, how bad is it? Is it something that could endanger the whole city?
May it endanger the country.
Well then, okay. I would like more information, but if it would destabilize Brayland, well then it is my duty as a watchman to assist and intervene.
And that would just be wonderful, Cavill, and I'll make sure and buy you your 2 dozen of your finest favorite donuts.
I actually don't really care for donuts, but coffee, yes.
Oh, you always enjoyed donuts before. Damn.
I think he met you. He was eating a sandwich at a cafe the last
Oh yeah,
time.
that's right.
Yeah, it wasn't donuts. It was a cafe.
Damn it.
Well, sorry. I gotta remain slim for the watch. Gotta be in top fighting order.
But yes, we will.
To your profession, Cabo.
We'll go meet.
Thank you.
We will meet up at this lockbox facility. Say 8 a.m. And I just point on the map to the closest one to where we're staying.
What was that? Sorry.
I said I'll look at Cavill and I'll say we'll meet at this lockbox as I point to the map that she has out,
Okay.
and I'll say we'll meet here at 7 or 8 in the morning. This way we can get an early jump on it because they're moving this package at noon, or it's traveling all day.
Ah, I see. All right. Yes, I'll meet you there.
Okay, I'm going to want to bring my beloved Pteranodon Amelie and have her outside to be a sentry.
I assume you always bring her along.
Indeed.
Yeah, like you didn't bring her along for this one because it was too wet and rainy. But yeah, you're probably going to. I assumed you were going to be bringing her.
Okay.
Well, my lady, it's been a pleasure, and we have a big day to plan for. So, I personally thank you for the food and drink, even though I questioned it to begin with.
Oh, well, darling, you really shouldn't. I do have
And
your best.
I cast Mage Hand to tip my hat for me.
And she will tip her own hat towards you. And she'll say, I really do have your best interests at heart. It's been a fun hiring you and working with you on this investigation. And I've never seen... Go ahead, sorry.
Keep the fun coming.
Oh, I will. House Madani always needs extras. Or always needs assistance. Alright, and with that, you guys all meet nearby the, sorry.
On the way down to the meeting spot, I'm using one charge of the staff, giving myself mage armor for the next 8 hours.
Oh, okay. One sec, I'm just looking at, I'm trying to find a map for the next one. This one's proving to be a little too big. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to use this one for it. This is the office itself, but there is a big yard right in front of it with horses and the like. So we'll just theater of the mind, like the big yard and the horses.
All right. Look, Deltorn, I'm not quite as easy to hit anymore.
Nice.
I have an AC of 16 now.
Yeah, it's almost as good as mine.
I feel so bad for your AC. Alright, so you...
Oh, his or mine?
His? Isn't... I think he's a 14.
It's 17 with the adamantine armor from the last time.
Oh, right. Yeah, you can wear that. You went from 14 to 17.
Yeah, and immune to critical.
Nice. Alright, so you're in an area that is largely wealthy warehouses and very professional buildings. The way station itself is a squat 2-story building with a tall masonry wall and an open yard. The entire compound is about 60 feet square. If you're coming there early in the day, I would say if you're coming there, what time would you be coming there? Like dawn or like more like 8 a.m.?
Well, between 7 and 8 is when we told Cavill.
Alright, so the sun is coming, I'm gonna say the sun is up, so everything is very brightly lit, and you do see some street lamps, some ever-burning torches that are street lamps in this world out front.
Well, wait here for our trusty gumshoe, and then we shall proceed. Carefully taking note on what goes in and out while we're waiting for Cavill.
You see people show up for work. There is a fair bit of activity. There you see horses coming in and out, and then regular folk. Just well, Jatorn, you would know that these are people who are just working for the house. They're not any. You haven't seen anyone with that's like very obviously a dragon marked member of House Orien just yet. So you see this very large yard. You see horses and carriages and wagons getting loaded up with various sorts of goods, and you see the sort of the office building, administration building in front of you.
Well, since Cavill has arrived, I suppose let us make haste and see what we can do. See if we can't find this trail that they're taking, and maybe intercept, or maybe we can get it here. Shall we?
All right.
Indeed.
All right. So you guys just walk across the yard. You get some people, taking a look at you, but you guys are used to just giving off an air like you're supposed to be there. So people are just kind of shrugging you off.
All right.
All right,
Phase 1 done.
Well, you've made it to the yard. Now you're getting to the office building. 1 second.
Remember you would do it?
And as you approach the office building, I really should have had you start on like the other side. Oh well. You see another a half orc.
Is it anyone we recognize?
No, but you are getting the sense as you walk up that he's sort of in charge of, like, the yard. Like, he's the sort of quartermaster, almost, sort of like, okay, you there, or yeah, you go there. This needs to go here, this needs to go there. You know, he's directing everything, and making sure everything's going to where it needs to go. And as you step up to walk into the office building, he intercepts you and says, "Hello, can I help you?"
Why, yes, my good sir. Would you be the person in charge?
Well, you could say that, and he'll smile a little bit to himself.
I assume Cavill is in his City Watch uniform.
That is correct.
I will look at this gentleman and say, well, we're here working with the City Watch, and we're here looking for a certain package that's to be transported across the city. It's of great importance, and it could hold the fate of the nation. And we'd like to help in any way, shape, or form, but we need to see it immediately.
He will raise an eyebrow, and he will just sort of scratch his head and say, "Oh, really? Fate of the nation, you say?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
I presume you have a warrant?"
I'll look at Cavill.
He'll look at you.
Well, and with such importance of warrants warrants aren't really needed if it's such a threat.
He'll go, Well,
I'll try to persuade him.
Alright, roll a persuasion check. Oh, 21. Okay. He'll go and he'll sort of fold his hands and look at all three of you. See that Kevel is legitimately in a watchman's uniform, and just sort of pull you aside almost and go, Alright. I'm gonna take you up to the quill pushers in the upstairs building. But I will do you a favor. I presume it's concerning the large carriage?
Yes, the large carriage of a certain house whose name starts with M.
It's C, technically. Merrick is his first name.
Oh, C, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just correcting you because your character would know the difference.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
Yes, it has been giving the... There's actually a special title for this.
The Canex Caboose?
No. The Internuncio, who you would know, Dratorn, they are the house, that is the Dragon-marked house official that is absolutely in charge of the way station. They would have a dragon mark upon them. It's been bothering the Internuncio a lot lately. There is something fishy about that one. So I'll bring you in, but next time, it's better if you do have a warrant.
Well, in this great urgent time, warrants would take too long, and we don't want to see it fall into the wrong hands.
Well, I'm not sure what it's for, but it's been causing me a lot of stress. It's because it's been causing Varric a lot of stress. And I kind of want it out of my way station, if you catch my meaning.
Oh, we will definitely assist with that.
Alright, he brings you in, and it's actually a busy clerk's office. There's a bunch of there's at least 6 clerks running around, taking orders, inventorying deliveries, filing manifests. A whole bunch of paperwork is sort of running around and going around and around. All around you. But he's able to cut through a lot of it.
You're a good man, and I go to shake his hand, and I palm a few gold in there.
And he will give you a wink. And he'll say, this is the Internuncio's office. You can direct your inquiries to him.
Thank you, good sir. You are very astute and hard-working gentleman. Keep up the good work.
Thank you kindly. And I'm going to use sort of in here as the Internuncio's office, and I will find a human token. You guys went upstairs, and this is a 25 by 35 foot office.
Oh boy, he got a big corner office.
Oh wait, yes, it's a 20 by 25 foot room for this one. It houses a single large desk, a locked filing cabinet made of iron and wood. The walls are covered in dark wood paneling. The office is richly appointed, but in a bit of disarray. And you can see the Internuncio with his chain of office. You can see that he has like bags under his eyes, that he hasn't been getting a lot of sleep lately.
Question: on our way up, where would Daltorn? Where would your house normally have a dragon mark?
in
on their
general,
body, where would they have it?
It can actually be anywhere on anybody's body, typically. There is something called the Sybaris mark, which is the basically each one of the dragon marks has like 4 variations. There's like the minor dragon mark, there's like an intermediary, there's like a senior dragon mark, and then there's the Sybaris dragon mark. The Sybaris covers your whole body. And they are exceptionally rare, and they tend to be exceptionally powerful. Like, each level is, it means you get more power, you can do more spells, you're just better at whatever your house's thing is. So, you see on him, I would say it's on his cheek. And it is the mark of House Orient, and it's a mid-level, I would say, not a minor mark, it's the next one up.
I would like to use prestidigitation to make a minor dragon mark on Daltorn of his house.
Oh!
The House Farash, the detective house?
House
Yes.
Tarask is the, you are the House of, Mark of Finding. Technically,
Yes.
House Mandani is more the detective,
Yeah.
and you are more the scouts, hunters, sort of thing.
Yeah, the bounty hunter.
Yeah, you're bounty hunters, they are detectives.
But yes, I'd like to do that to him, so we can maybe have a little credibility.
Oh, okay, yeah, where would you like your dragon mark?
I'm going to say the side of my neck, but only the smallest one.
That's perfect. I can't probably make any bigger than that, so...
This is what, like, a low-level Mark of Finding would look like. This is what the Mark of Detection looks like. This is what Antonia has.
Wow.
And they are all kind of, like, shiny, and they can all, like, move a bit. And they all kind of glow whenever they're activating or using one of their powers.
Well, I just make it look like I just put the dragon mark on his neck where he would like it.
Alright, you do so. And this is House Oriens, this is the Mark of Passage. The lady you met in the very first adventure of this adventure path had a huge one like this on her stomach. And she actually, if you remember her description, like, all her outfits were very businesswoman-y, but she had, like, this cutout to show off her dragon mark. Like, you could see her belly in, like, all her outfits. Alright. So you have a fake dragon mark. Alright, you all go in there. You see him, and he stands up and shakes all your hands and says, I'm Varric Diorian, I'm the internuncio of this way station. What can I do for you?
Well, Varric, you said Varric, correct? With a V?
V-A-R-R-K.
Oh, Varric, okay.
Varric, yes.
Well, Mr. Datorian, we are here with the City Watch in regards to a certain carriage, and it has great implementations on what may happen in the country, and we have come to maybe help get it out of your possession.
Oh, ha 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 ha. He'll look at you, he'll see the mark on Dratorn's neck. He'll see the watchman beside you, and you can tell he's getting a little nervous, but he sort of gulps and says, well then, I presume you, have a warrant, correct?
Well, due to time restraints, and we just found out about it, warrants were unable to be fulfilled, as it is of great urgency.
Well, you know the rules and regulations. If the dragon marks stay out of country's business, and the nations stay out of the dragon marked house's business. Now, as per the treaty, of the last war, you do need a warrant to search the carriages. And I cannot per se give you any more information. You can tell he's sweating a bit. He's getting real nervous.
Real nervous, huh? Like nervous, let's see.
Well...
No, Barrick, let's be frank, sir. No need to get nervous. You're not in any trouble. No one's in any trouble. We're just trying to make sure nothing happens. We would like to make sure it gets to the proper people. And off the record, being a definite public servant that you are, we would maybe take kind to grease the wheels a little bit to make sure everything that we need to happen happens. Said in a very persuasive way.
Alright, roll persuasion.
Oh! A little worse.
He does sort of look at Mash and you, and he does recognize the fact that you guys thwarted found the murderer of the other House Orient courier. But then he looks to Dratorn and very pointedly asks, like, what's House Thrask's business in all of this?
This isn't official house business as of right now. I'm currently seconded with Officer Cavill here in order to assist the City Watch in finding a few things that seem less than appropriate.
I see.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna kind of break down and kind of go, oh boy, you see, I'm just gonna be honest with you all. I sort of already gave the box to another house. Well, technically it's the same house, so that doesn't, get me in trouble with the Treaty of the Last War and the Treaty of the Dragonmark Houses as per Congress 35. And he'll start, just dripping with all these various rules and regulations and treaties and all sorts of stuff.
I'll just look at him and I'll say, okay, so you gave it to a member of House Cannith, that is fine. Who and which direction were they going?
And he'll kind of, he'll actually show you, he'll take you down to the carriage, and it's all basically sort of empty, or all the boxes have just been filled with, fake stuff. Instead of the metal being there, he weighed it down with stones, and there is, a box that was meant for, a whole bunch of different documents, but instead there was a single sheet of paper with the mark of House Cannith on it, and it says, "Your secret is out, cousin." And signed Zorlan. And I'll copy-paste it for the chat.
Now, Barrick, it wasn't that hard. We just wanted honesty out of you, sir. No harm will come.
Well, I might have done an oopsie with the higher-ups in my house, even though technically I know that the House Cannith is fracturing apart. And he tells you, and also I think Dratorn, you would sort of know this. You would know who Zorlan is. Zorlan de Cannith is the governor of Cannith East. Merrick is running Cannith South, and throughout this whole adventure path, you know that there's been a lot of infighting with each other, and certain factions have developed. Because during the last war, Sair, or Siri, was a nation state. That's where House Cannith had most of their stuff and most of their people. And the Day of Mourning happened, and this whole country was basically wiped off the map. It's like a dead zone. Nobody goes there. There's this fog where you can't heal, and it might mutate you into something. It's a really interesting area. But ever since then, the past 2 years, they haven't agreed on who should run their house. Everyone's stabbing each other in the back, etc., etc., etc. And he will let you...
Well, Bear...
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, go ahead. No, I was just going to tell Barrick to send the package the way it is now. This way it doesn't look like he did anything wrong.
That was my plan. That was my plan. And he'll let you know that a Waldron Decaneth was the representative of, Zorlan. And he registered it as just a change, House Cannith changing their order as a way for him to sort of get around, all these rules and regulations about dealing with, house stuff. And he will let you know that he had, that he trailed Waldron to a workshop in Lower Dura. In the Lower Dura district, which is kind of like the ghetto-y district.
Cavill, do you know of said place? Can you lead us to it?
Well, I can lead you to the Lower District. The whole Lower Dura is almost a rat's nest of separate rooms and the like, but Varric can give you a map and you can figure out the rough area in where it is.
Beautiful.
Also, I believe Tratorn actually lives in Lower Dora, so would we have any advantage there?
Oh yes, you actually would know where this is.
Well, perfect, Deltorn. You are such a great ally to have on these trying days. And I'll use prestidigitation to clean up Barrick, clean all the sweat off, and make him look prim and proper again.
Thank you. Honestly, this is just a oh boy, this is a weight off my shoulders. I think I'm going to take a nap.
Well, Deltorn, lead the way.
Okay. Since we're already at a lightning rail way station, can we look at like a timetable and just take the rail to Lower Dora?
You can't take the rail to Lower Dora. A lot of the rail system is between different cities.
Okay.
But you can take a wagon down. Or a carriage.
Yes, let's hire a cab.
Yes, you basically, he gives you a cab and you're all jump in with Emily following close behind you.
Does the carriage say ye old Uber on it?
It says ye old Deorian Uber. There you go. And you make haste down to the Lower Dora district, and you find this sort of dilapidated workshop of a place. Like, you get the sense that Waldron is purposefully sort of hiding out in this area and doesn't really want his presence to be known.
Oh, okay.
One sec, just getting a new map. Thank God for all the map packs, I swear. You enter through what looks almost like an abandoned storefront. almost. It's kind of grim and grimy. Oh,
No, I think this is a good time to go invisible.
okay. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. As you're sitting in the carriage, Dratorn, you're going, Waldron to Kenneth, where have I heard that name before? And you kind of mull it over on the way down, and then you suddenly remember that Waldron supposedly is dead.
Okay. I pass this information on to the rest of the party that we're investigating an allegedly dead man.
Yes. So that's sort of like gets you a little worried. This guy's supposed to be dead, but he's out and about. Alright, so you see this like dilapidated storefront. Do you go in the front door, I presume?
Yep.
Okay, so you walk in the front door, and you see that it's like this. It almost appears abandoned, but as you go through, you think this would be an abandoned general store almost. But you go through the back door where the office and storeroom would be, and then all of a sudden you realize it's a lot cleaner, and that and it's there's ever burning torches in the back and everything else. It looks like someone has cleaned up this area but left the dilapidated front to prevent people from peeking in. And you see this sort of corridor steps leading down to the bottom, into like a basement area. What do you guys do?
Well, as I'm invisible, I will scout ahead looking for traps.
Alright, roll me an investigation check. As you're invisible and you keep going down, 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 very, very carefully and just very gently whispering to your compatriots above, you notice that there are 2 glyphs of warding at the bottom of the steps.
Really?
Yes.
Can I get close enough to them, like adjacent to them,
Yeah,
and take a dagger and scratch the glyph to disarm it?
You would know that if you touched it, you'd trigger it.
Damn.
Do you have Dispel Magic?
No, I don't.
Does anybody have Dispel Magic? Oh, wait! I think Ian has Dispel Magic.
If you put Ian's character up, I can drive him for Ian. I have the monitor space.
Oh, sure. You can totally do that. I think it is...
I already got it because I drove him last time.
Yes, he does have Dispel Magic!
Yes, he does.
So he will cast Dispel Magic and remove the wards. So you were able to avoid that trap. So you guys do roll me stealth checks. Alright, Veluth, you are stealthy as fuck. And Dratorn, you're pretty stealthy. Mash, however, kind of goes creak, clang, 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 clang. He's not the stealthiest of fellows, but overall you're pretty stealthy together. So you enter into this 30 by 30 foot room, which has 10-foot high ceilings. and this chamber is also brightly lit by spears of iron glowing with a pale white light. And you see all around you, initially you think you're surrounded by corpses. But then you get a better bearing on yourself, and it's all pretty much Warforged parts.
Mash, look, it's your long-lost family.
Mash, actually, if Mash could go pale, he would go pale, because upon further inspection, you do see that there does appear to be some experimentation going on with trying to merge a Warforged body part and a humanoid body part. It's very, very creepy.
Icky.
Yeah.
Well, I will continue along, looking for any signs of life. Being invisible, I'll tell everyone to stay back a few feet.
You also notice as you step into this room is cold. And you look around and you can see that there are certain glyphs on the wall. And you recognize them, and you're basically entering a morgue. It's why it's so cold in here.
Yucky, I don't like dead people.
You then find... Sorry, looking for a token. You guys then hear, almost... You hear a whistling noise, but like a pleasant, jaunty tune, like whistle while you work. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And you see a happily humming, gaunt, pale-looking man come out, wipe his hands off, and then turn to you and say, and look at you and say, What are you doing here?
He can see me?
Oh, right, you're invisible.
Yeah.
So you just see him sort of running around, whistling away, and he just starts, operating on a dead Warforged.
I'll slink back and relay that information to everybody.
Okay.
And I'll tell Cavil to stay put.
Do we think it's worth a path without trace or no?
I would say yes, so we could try to maybe get Mash up there a little more stealthily before we're seen.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cast path without trace on the party.
Right, you pass without trace on the whole party. What is your plan? Are you guys just going to sneak past him? Are you going to interact with him? Are you going to try and kill him?
Well, he's the only one down here that we can hear, correct?
Correct. Everything else is sort of inert and kind of a mess.
Then I would simply state, let's try to get stealthy, get up upon him, and maybe take him by surprise, and this way we can avoid the fight.
Okay, everyone roll me a stealth check.
Plus 10.
Plus 10! Oh, wow, Mash got a 28.
And Del Torton got a 21. He forgot his plus 10.
That's fine. He got a 21.
We're all stealthy as fuck.
So this guy also appears to just really be loving his work. He just goes, "Ah, my pretties. Soon I'll figure out a way to bring you all back to life. Hee. And he's just kind of talking to himself and muttering to himself and shouts and mutters a bunch of like scientific mumbo jumbo.
Do I see the remnants of the crates that should be here?
No, you do see some remnants of crates, actually. You get the Varric told you beforehand that it wasn't just this lockbox that was being transported, it was also, like, materials. And that's where you get where some of these Warforged body parts came from. Some are definitely old and banged up, and others are, like, fresh and new and everything else. But you all would know this, that, as a part of the Treaty of the Last War, no one is supposed to be creating new Warforged. And all the remaining, creation forges were destroyed. Supposedly.
Alright, well, shall we sneak up and give our host a nice little jaunty surprise?
Yes, I think we should.
Alright, let's go up and try to surround him at his workstation.
Alright, I'm gonna say you guys do so. Do you want to talk to him first, or do you want to do a stealth attack?
Oh, I'll talk to him while I'm invisible, maybe. Try to... Oh, darn it, I can't use Mage Hand. Darn it, that'd completely give everything away. That'd make me visible again. Shoot.
Correct.
Oh, I was gonna Mage Hand one of the Warforged heads to talk. No, what? Screw it. I will. I'll stay in cover and I'll do that. And I'll say, we need to talk.
He'll almost jump a little bit, but then calm down and say, "Alright, that's a clever little trick. Who's there? Who has entered my domain?"
Well, we'd just like to talk.
Yes, well then state your business, and he'll start getting prepared to defend himself, because he can't see any of you just yet.
Well, sir, we are many. So we don't want this to come to violence.
Oh, okay.
I kind of do.
Shh. So do I, but still. We're here on business, and we see that you're starting to trying to create some warforges, and we can't let that happen.
Oh, these are just going to be zombie warforges. Not real warforges. See, that's how we get around the treaty. But hardly anybody back home saw my vision. I mean, people raise the dead all the time. Why shouldn't we raise warforged zombies?
Mash, what's your take on that?
He's actually kind of freaked out, but at the same time, he's kind of scratching his chin and is like, that is kind of true. And also, you would all know that there was a nation in the last war that did, like, raise a whole bunch of zombies. And that was how they survived.
Daltorn, you can kick it off if you'd like.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and do the less stealthy negotiation option of charging and swinging some swords.
Alright. Let me add the stat block.
I don't think I have quite the reach to get to him.
Yeah, you do. You got 30 feet, don't you?
Oh yeah, these are 5 feet. He goes, yeah.
So the E will be who he is. This is just what he looks like. The E is the actual, like, character token.
Okay.
Alright, does everyone roll their initiatives?
Ha! Ha! Mash has an initiative of 0.
9.
Wow. 1 second.
Oh, that's great. I love it. So with it, I've never seen an initiative roll of 0 before. Does that mean Mash is just like paralyzed for a turn or what?
No, he's just at the bottom.
That's great. I love it.
And as soon as you guys start acting, threatening to him, he snaps his fingers, and then all of a sudden, 3 of the dead, 3 of these Warforged zombies, rise up and start attacking. So initiative, at the top is Emily.
Right, I need my attack, so she's not going to do anything.
Alright, he is very much like, oh, we could have just talked this out. And what he is going to do is... He's going to try and cast Hold Person on Dratorn, because he's the only one, because you came out in the open.
Don't worry, buddy. I got your back.
You rolled a 1 for your save. You are stuck. You're paralyzed right now. You're like, That
went well.
Oh, that's great.
Dratorn, you are currently paralyzed. With Hold Person, does he get a save each round or no?
I believe so. Let me check real fast. I'll tell you.
Oh, great, thank you. I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. The caffeine, I still need to,
I
like,
believe it's a wisdom save.
At the end of his turn, right? So
Yeah,
even,
so that would be your turn to try to break it.
Okay, well...
roll me a wisdom save. No.
Okay.
Okay. Valut, you see this happen to your friend.
Well, the loot is... He's gonna have some fun. I am gonna cough. Sorry. And then I'm gonna take a step out to the right. I should have a clear shot at the enchanter, correct?
Yes, actually, because he's right next to Dratorn.
Oh wait, that's why. It's like there we go. I didn't have my mouse on the right setting.
Yeah, you would be able to see him, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos to give me advantage. So here's a D20. Oh shit.
You gotta roll on the table.
I gotta get the table up. I'm sorry, bear with me.
Not a problem.
Oh, let's see. Wild Magic Surge. There it is. Ooh, I get to teleport. Fun. Is there a second story that no one's standing on where I can still have visual sight looking down?
I'm gonna say you can get on top of a crate.
Like here?
Yeah. There's a big crate and you can get on top of it.
Perfect. And with that, so I've got advantage. I am also twinning a spell for 4 sorcery points.
Holy shit, alright.
And I am twinning Shadow Bolt.
Okay. That's a hit.
That's the first one.
Oh, and the Torn, he loses concentration on his hold person, so you are now okay. You can now move.
Yay!
And well, how rough is he looking? Since I twinned the spell,
Very
I get
rough.
two different very rough.
Yeah,
So the next bolt is gonna go after a zombie. Oh shoot! Would a
yeah, that 22 is going to hit a zombie.
Well, no, it rolled with advantage. A 17. Would the 17 hit?
Because 17 would still hit a zombie.
Okay, because I forgot to take off invisible. I apologize.
Not a problem.
And down goes the zombie. Oh no! Goddamn, he didn't go down. But that is Volut's turn.
Alright, so that zombie isn't quite dead yet, and zombie 1 is going to go... Whoop. Oh!
I forgot. I forgot for the spell and the tides and the twin spell.
Alright, so you don't get to roll anything on the table, right?
Nope.
Alright, so this zombie is coming for you, Dratorn, and it's going to protect his master. And it is going to miss. Zombie 2, on the other hand, going to attack. And that's going to hit. Zombie 3 is also going to attack you. And 13 doesn't hit. You have a 17. Right. Now it's Mash's turn.
Well, Mash, being the holy man that he is, does not like undead constructs.
I'm going to say yes. This is actually freaking him out. I presume this would be like if you came down and saw someone with a bunch of humanoid bodies, experimenting with them.
Mash uses all of his 30 feet of movement to get to there.
Okay.
And he is going to... Let's see, how evil can I be with this character? Dang.
Evil.
Mash is going to cast Bane on the Enchanter, Zombie 3, and Zombie 2.
Okay.
And they all fail.
Alright, so they have Bane cast upon them. Is that the end of the turn?
I'm looking to see if he's got any bonus action stuff here. And it doesn't look like it. So that is going to be the end of his turn.
Okay. So, is Emily doing something this turn or not, Dratorn?
She's just going to fly a little closer to move behind zombie, whichever number, zombie 2 here.
Like there?
Yes.
It is the Enchanter's turn, and he is going to... He's going to turn to you, Volut. And cast Suggestion.
No.
Oh, are you counterspelling that?
I wish.
Oh, okay. Because I was prepared. It is
You
a
can't
no.
think-
You shake it
you-
off.
I told you no.
And he's going to start running away. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. You're torn.
Right. Feel like it's time to start swinging some swords at some zombies. So, gonna go ahead and make his first attack against zombie 2 here.
Okay.
Right.
Make sure you control click on them.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the action tab.
Miss.
Right, he has 2 weapon fighting, so he's going to try his offhand short sword at the same zombie.
Good hit.
Hit.
That's a palpable hit there. And he has 2 attacks, so we're going to do the same thing again. Another 2 short sword swings at the zombie.
Okay.
At least 1.
That's a hit.
Okay, it's looking pretty rough, but I'll one more swing just to make dang sure.
Hit.
Okay, and that's pretty much all I can do this turn.
Volute.
Let's see here. I don't like to do this, but I'm going to. I'm going to cast Fly.
You cast Fly. What?
Yes.
Okay. You cast Fly.
And I'm using my 60 feet of fly speed to land in front of the enchanter, blocking his escape.
He is going to curse at you and says, "Why can't you just leave me alone? Nobody understands my work."
And that is my turn.
I really shouldn't have been in Sean. I really should have moved to, what's the nation that raised the zombies? I can't remember. Anyway, Zombie Smash! Miss! Miss!
Not D4 saved your ass.
It really did. And another miss. And it's Mash's turn.
Mash is going to smash. I got to look to see if he gets 2 attacks or not. No, he does not. He only gets 1.
He gets his plus, I think he gets a plus D8 for his divine, right?
I'm not for sure. I've never played a life cleric.
Hit what level you do get that plus D8. All clerics get the plus D8 at a certain point per hit.
Well, it didn't matter because that zombie's destroyed anyway.
Yes, that zombie was. Oh yeah, you don't. You only get 1 attack. You don't get
Yeah.
2 attacks as a cleric. I don't think ever, unless a certain subtype allows it.
Well, unless you're a war cleric or
Or you take some sort of feed, or you.
Yeah.
Right. And,
but that is Mash's turn. He thoroughly just walloped he pounded that zombie Warforged back into spare parts.
Oh, is Emily doing anything this turn?
Just see. She's going to fly towards the enchanter, and I'm going to sacrifice one of my bonus actions so that she gets an attack, a bite attack on the enchanter.
Ooh, okay.
Not entirely sure how I roll for that. So.
That's a good hit.
I rolled it for you, and she killed him!
No!
Good girl. Good girl.
No, we didn't want him dead!
You could, you guys could, you could conceivably throw a health potion down his throat and tie him up. If you wanted him alive. And I'm gonna say it's up to your decision, and we'll just be like, you smashed the zombies pretty well. When he goes, actually I'm going to say when he goes down, the zombies kinda just, disintegrate. So it's up to you.
Boo!
Boo! Do you want him alive or not?
Well, we want him alive, but killing the zombies right away, that's no fun.
Well, I'm also keeping track of time. You need to be done by 2, right?
Yeah, I got 2 hours.
Oh, right, your central time. I'm looking at like, whoa,
Yep.
It's 1:40 on
No,
Eastern.
I got 2 hours yet.
Oh, you got 2 hours. Okay, because I was like, let's speed up the combat. All right, well then, I'm just gonna keep going with the combat then.
Yay! Kill the zombies.
All right, you can choose the Dratorn, kill them zombies.
Okay.
Don't miss, or else I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to take on zombie 1, who's already pretty hurt. Don't have the bonus action this time, so you only get the 2 attacks. First one is a palpable hit. Zombie
Oh,
1
yes,
is no longer,
is
no longer a
dead.
problem.
All right.
And with his second attack, take on zombie 3.
Ooh.
And
that's the end of my turn.
Valuth, you
Yay,
have...
he left something for me to kill!
Yes, go and kill Valuth. Go and kill.
I will. Zombie 3 is my mark. And just because I'm feeling very generous here, I want to make sure and hit this zombie. I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to give me advantage. No effect. And now, you know what they say, there ain't no kill like overkill. I am going to cast Spirit Blast.
Okay.
And that's... Oh, let's see if I actually crit on it, though. No crit, but I still hit him. And just because I'm feeling very evil at the moment, I am sacrificing 37 hit points.
It's a zombie.
Yeah, I know.
It's dead. You
Oh, it's gonna die.
Yeah, you didn't even need to do the full 37. Holy fucking shit! So you're down one. You're down to 1 hit point.
Yep.
But the zombie is like literally smushed on the floor and is no more. I'm gonna say you guys do tie up the enchanter and bring him back to life. And how do you want to interrogate him?
I've been laughing this whole time. Sorry.
It's okay.
I said I'm gonna let Daltorn interrogate him for a while, as Mash tends to my wounds.
Okay,
My self-inflicted wounds.
Okay, Dratorn. What questions do you want to ask this enchanter?
Before we bring him back to consciousness, can I search the body to see if he has any documentation on him?
Yes, in fact, he has a satchel, which has all this paperwork on top of, you get the sense that this was the paperwork you were looking for.
Okay, I'm going to snatch that satchel. Beyond that, I'm going to have Emily flying, kind of hovering in front of the enchanter, and ask him who he's working for.
He's like, I'm just working for my house. As you can see, I didn't quite fit in with the house as it is. I've always been a bit of a weirdo. So I decided to just, wander off on my own. It's why my house said I was dead. They're not exactly approving of my research, but, you know, they let me live and occasionally give me just enough money. And if I find something useful, I'm supposed to give it back to the house. Now, the house has splintered, as you know. So I went back to my cousin. What was the cousin's name?
Zoltan?
Merrick?
No, the other one.
Zoltan?
Yeah, Zoltan. Or Zorlin, yes. I went to my cousin Zorlin and asked if I could be of any assistance. I've mostly just been a representative for Zorlin and kept my ear to the ground with my... Any rumors and such like. But then cousin Zorlin asked me to, you know, be an intermediary and take these documents. As you can see, we all know Kenneth South and that Merrick fellow. I'm a weirdo and I think he's a weirdo. He's up to something. He's doing something even worse than what I'm doing. And I wish to stop him. He might try and reignite the last war all over again, just so he can keep playing with his little creations and that weird mentor of his.
Mash is going to cast guidance upon himself. And
Okay.
very intimidatingly, he's going to yell at him, "Where's Merrick? Where's he holding up, so to speak?"
I wish I knew. I mean, he has his mansion, but my sources and my little birds that I've made, I don't think he spends a lot of time there at all. He does have a secret laboratory somewhere, and I think it's deep under Sharn, in the cogs somewhere. But if you look through all those documents, he's making use of Elwood Gabrilla. And you would also know of Elwood Gabrilla Dratorn. He was one of these fancy pants sort of intermediaries and consultants that was utilized by the Dragon-marked houses during the last war. And he made himself quite a bit of money. But he had a bit of a gambling problem and lost it all. And he fell from grace after, you would know this, after trying to spill some dragon-marked house secrets. And he basically got booted out.
Wonderful.
Yes. And now you all know that he will let you know that he tracked Elwood down to a very dingy apartment. And he's like, I think he knows where the secret lab is. He's desperate to get out of his gambling debts and doesn't care who helps him out.
I'm going to walk over to Cavill and say, "Is there anything that you can actually hold this man for?"
Well, experimentation on Warforged. Though if he is a member on House Cannith, I suspect they will pressure the Watch to release him, or Cannith's South would just kill him.
Well, I just don't want to let him set free, and I don't want him dead.
Maybe we should turn him over to your friend with House Madani?
Oh, yes. Cavill, could you be a champ and manacle this person for us and help us transport him back to where he belongs?
Of course, of course. And he will, like, slap some cuffs on him and actually take him to House Madani.
And that's why you bring a cop.
And that's why you always leave a note. Alright, so I'm guessing you go to Elwood Gabrilla? He maintains a residence in the Broken Arch, which you know from the very first adventure in this adventure path is kind of a very dingy, broken down neighborhood. It was partially crushed a few years back when one of the towers fell. It's why it's called the Broken Arch.
Yay, back to the slums. Woohoo! Alright, what does his place look like?
It looks like a piece of crap. But let me pick
handy.
out a map for you today.
I love it. It looks like a piece of shit. Alright! No. You... And I'm sorry, I couldn't resist but to just nuke that zombie just with something way overpowered.
I don't blame you either. Alright. Sorry, just picking out a map.
So, Daltorn, have you been down? You're probably very familiar with this area, am I correct?
No, not as familiar. Unfortunately, the people in this area don't tend to be able to afford my services.
Oh, that's no fun.
Fun sometimes comes a close second to gold, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's the map pack I was looking for. Here we go. You make your way deep down into the ground, into the broken arches. Oh crap! I hate this.
Holy smokes! Emily was ginormous.
Because I have to set the grid. I hate the maps where you have to set the grid yourself. They're always a little off.
Hey, I know this map.
Do you now?
Yeah, this is one of the maps from the Red Hand of Doom.
Oh, it is Tallow Town.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just using it because it has a convenient little room one. So you guys make your way to Elwood's apartment complex, and you figure out which apartment complex is his. Ignore the fact, and you come up to his door.
I'll check the door to see if it's locked or trapped.
Are you just gonna do like an investigation?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, roll that investigation check. It's perfectly fine. You can open the door. And in fact, you just opened the door regularly, and lucky for you, it wasn't trapped, but you don't realize that there's other people in here.
Oh, great. What are the looks that I receive?
You see 4 Warforged. A dead body on the floor. Give me 1 second. Oh, I see what it is.
Mash, quick, get up here. I need your help.
You come upon a scene with 4 Warforged rummaging around Elwood's apartment. Elwood's broken and bloody body on the floor. And they all just kind of stare at you and they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And then you're staring at them and you're going, what are you doing here?
I'm going to send Mash up to have Mash have a conversation with them.
Hello, what are you doing here, my fellow Warforged? They will... trying to get a sense... They will turn to him and say, I am Pick. Have you heard the word of the Lord of Blades, brother? And Mash will go, no. He will help us create our own nation and finally get the respect we all deserve. No more will we will be just robots and humans' playthings. We will be our own people. And discovering where this creation forge invented by Merrick has hidden will lead us further to our goal. Because how can we be our own nation and our own people if we cannot reproduce ourselves? So you guys hear this conversation, what do you guys think?
It kind of tugs my heartstrings. I'll peek out from behind Mash's sturdy frame and say, well, if you're looking for Merrick, so are we. Maybe we have a common goal. Maybe you guys and us can work together to help bring down Merrick.
Oh, roll persuasion.
Mash gives me guidance. Oh, that D4 didn't roll yet. Apologize. There we go.
Oh, here
19.
we go. They sort of look and say, what would you do with the Creation Forge if you had it? Would you just take it for your own purposes, Squishy One?
Oh, I've got no use for such a powerful item, but sounds like you guys would love to have it, and I could generally say if you guys aren't going to harm the citizens of this fine nation, we could let you have it. Start your own country, live in peace.
Their eyes do light up. Do you, you know what? Out of character, do you guys want to have this fight, or do you want to just join forces?
Well, I see them as as an ally, since they're trying to, they want to take out Merrick, and we kind of want to get rid of him, so.
Yeah, I'd agree. If we can get them on side, why fight them? We can deal with them later.
I would rather them be allies than enemies.
No, I'm going to say that persuasion did work. And you all read the documentation together. And I'm going to say you call upon Chetney and he begins making a copy of it for everyone. Just to keep things, above board. Nobody has one thing over the other. You detailed within these records are requests for acquisitions made by Merrick over the last few months. All are bound for location within the cogs. And it's probably the location of this hidden laboratory. So, you've discovered the location of Merrick's secret laboratory. And that ends this segment of the adventure.
Aw, perfect. Oh, I didn't want to have to fight them. They're tough, and yeah, they're more useful as allies than anything.
Yeah, I think so too. The Lord of Blades is a feature within the world that you've encountered before, and while you guys were fighting on the airship.
Yep.
But yeah, why not join forces? If they can live in the Mornland and not be affected by it, why not give it to them, right?
Exactly.
Alright, with that, I will be turning off the stream. I would like to thank everyone for watching. I would like to thank Drake Takes for watching, Commander Root, Lurks, and Slowcool. This Wednesday, we will be debuting the new campaign called The Demon Plague. That is set in our world of the Spire, in the nation of Hykos, which is based on kind of like an imperial fantasy Russia. So catch us then. We also have, on Thursdays, Legacy of the Crystal Shard, and this Tuesday, I believe we will be playing Resdelian. We'll be switching for our Eberron campaign to every other week, so we will not be back next Sunday, but we will be back the Sunday after that. Alright, see you then. Bye-bye!